Welcome back to Vegas Live with Ninon. I'm Ninon, your host, and of course you can see we're in a different location. I'm not going to give the location out because it's a big secret, and we love secrets. How are you all out there? I hope you're doing well. Summer's coming up into Las Vegas, and everything's becoming very hot, but not only hot in weather, hot in politics. And you know, I don't really do politics that much. But I have next to me, I have Peter Pavone. Now, I've known Peter Pavone since, I don't know, what was it, 2012. Yeah. You arrived in 2011, and I arrived in 2012. So we both know what's going on here. And it needs a few readjustments. So we've got this election running with all these different, so many. You said, now you're running for Lieutenant Governor.
Yeah.
How are you, Peter?
I'm great. Good to see you.
Good to see you. I've known this guy for so long, and he's been. I think you've been married once or twice in between or something. I don't know.
I just lose track.
Yeah, don't we all? But now you've got into politics because somebody suddenly turned around and said to you, "Why did you run? For something?" And they mentioned, "Why did you do Lieutenant Governor? Why did you go into that?"
Well, someone pointed out to me that I had all the qualifications for the job. And I said, which job?
What job and what are the qualifications? Yeah. Hello?
Yeah. But I'm also sick and tired of being sick and tired, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Watching my country go down the tubes.
Are we going down the tubes? Are we really going down the tubes? Because we read about it, we see it, and we just see gas going up. And I walk into a market, a store, Smith's. Half the shelves are empty. I feel like I'm in Poland.
Everybody I talk to feels that if we aren't successful at this election,
we're gone. We're done.
Yeah.
Ooh, it doesn't sound too good, does it?
No, it's not good at all. But people need to realize it. They need to get off the couch.
I think people need to take their head out of the sand and understand exactly what's going on. We are people in this United States of America, and if we all club together on whichever side we're on, it doesn't really make much difference. We all need to club together. Can you imagine babies going without food in America? Huh?
Yeah. And Nevada's #1 in voter fraud. So we need a flood.
I didn't know that.
We need a tsunami of people to get off the couch and vote on June 14th at the polls.
They obviously put his hair so you to vote for him as Lieutenant Governor. Now, Lieutenant Governor is not the governor. You're the next to governor.
Yeah, it's a very important position. It's the
What is it?
second powerful position in the state.
Okay.
He's the president of the Senate, so anybody, legislation that wants to go to the governor's desk has to go through the lieutenant governor.
Lieutenant governor. I love when he says lieutenant governor, which he's pointing at himself because he's saying, I'm going to be lieutenant governor. And I love that because I know this man for so long. Yeah. Now, one thing, there's many things I love about you, but one thing is you're very honest and to the point, and you don't kind of ruffle around sort of trying to make yourself somebody you're not. You've always stayed that place.
I live by the motive, the truth will set you free.
Yeah, because you don't have to look over your shoulder in case someone's following you.
Yeah, and I think we can all agree that both parties have issues, but I'm running under the Republican Party.
Okay.
The platform rings true for me, but there are corruption in politics, and I'll just leave it there.
So I would love to delve into that. Hey, hang on. No, I'm going to hang on. I'm not going to let that just slide. I'm not going to let that sit right there. What do you see that you would like to address, or you would like to make sure when people go out and vote, which is June the 14th, when they go out and vote, they'll understand a little bit of the corruption? What is that involves that June 14th?
Well, I think we all know that our elected officials, many of them, aren't doing what they're supposed to do. They're doing for other people or other companies or other agendas than the people, we the people.
We the people. Because they get paid off or they do favors?
Or they get threatened with death. Yeah.
Oh, hang on a second. Yeah. I'm just thinking of,
serious.
Money.
Oh, it's serious. No, it's serious.
Well, I know that in Vegas there's a lot of people down under. And when we say down under, let's go, a couple of miles under, and you might find a few of your friends, out in the desert somewhere. I know that because of gambling. That's with the gambling thing and whatever.
Yeah, but this isn't the mob. This is the deep state operatives and the agenda, the globalists, You know, I mean,
Vegas is so different to any other state. They've got gambling here. They've got a lot of corruption goes on here. But
well,
also there's also the other side. There's no corruption.
talking political corruption. So, you know, you have to watch movies like 2,000 Mules, Rigged, which will tell you what's going on in the election scenario. And we have every election cheating device in place in this state that they had in 2020. Ballot harvesting, automatic DMV registration, Dominion machines.
I think people have heard of this.
Everybody's getting a ballot. They haven't scrubbed the voter rolls. So if you're in an apartment where there's been 8 people living in there in the last 10 years, you're going to get 8 absentee ballots with 8 different names on them.
And they're probably not even here anymore. They're living somewhere else,
Right.
or something, whatever happened.
And people go around and offer to buy those, and they buy them for $5 or $10 a piece, and then they take them back and they fill them out for whoever they want.
So what are you going to do about that?
Well, me personally,
Yes.
If we can get a tsunami of good people elected this June 14th and then in November, we can immediately start changing the laws. You've got to change the laws. You've got to have a Republican Assembly, a Republican Senate, Republican Attorney General, Secretary of State, and a governor and lieutenant governor. And then we can fix education immediately, which has been last for a dozen years in this country. Last.
Vegas is last.
Nevada is last. If you count the District of Columbia and Puerto Rico, we're 52nd.
Well, that's not very good, is it?
No. And we're never going to diversify the economy unless we can give them educated people.
So what is going on? Children are children. They can't vote. They can't do anything. They just say, you're going to school, be there at 8 o'clock, and you come home at 4 or 5, whatever the time is. And they're put into this place. I mean, I know a lot about schools because I had a show before in Los Angeles. What are the teachers doing wrong? Because obviously it's the teachers that aren't teaching these young children that brings us down.
First of all, teachers' pay is terrible. We don't have enough teachers.
That's been going on for years.
They have Common Core, which is terrible. They have the other thing that's talking to a 5-year-old on what sex they want. All these things need to go. We need to have the voucher program where people can take their kids out of public school and put them in a charter school so that the public schools get their act together because it's all about money. I mean, North Las Vegas can't build charter schools fast enough. They get 500 kids in a school, and there's 500 more waiting on the waiting list. So, you know, we need to clean up education.
So we need charter schools. How many do we need? Do we need?
Well, I don't know exactly how many we need,
but we need them.
If we go into the voucher program, where you can say, you know, the government says, okay, your kid can go to public school, but if you want them to go to private school, we'll give you so much money, and then they can go ahead.
And they can go ahead and do that.
And
so there's not enough charter schools and private schools in Vegas.
They're building them as fast as they can.
As fast as they can.
Yeah.
And is that because the parents are understanding or realizing that their children are not getting the proper education?
Oh, it's terrible. They're functionally illiterate. I mean, you look at the statistics on kids and education. Colleges now are putting in remedial reading and arithmetic classes because they're graduating and going to college without the ability to add and spell.
Haven't even graduated if you can't. I mean,
well, they lower the bar.
They lower the bar. They just
pass
pass them through. They can't read, they can't write, and they can't do arithmetic.
Sure.
Which is 2 and 2 make 4.
Sure.
And we're not making 2 and 2 make 4 with our education.
Well, and we built this town on hospitality, which means you only have to be smart enough to serve a drink, make a bed, deal a card, okay? If we're going to attract businesses who need educated employees, we need to start turning out educated students.
And that's happening in Vegas. We're getting more companies coming here. We're getting, you know, Elon Musk was one of them. They took the budget for the film industry away from the film industry and gave it to Elon Musk, which was making batteries, which was employing more people, which was bringing more taxes, which also was bringing intelligence into, not that the film business is not intelligent, it's very intelligent, but they were bringing something completely different as a business, bringing it into. So I've noticed that we're getting more and more businesses in.
Yeah, Amazon's come in, put a big depot in North Vegas.
Yeah.
So, but
we got the Raiders.
We need we need a film commission that does more than just issue permits to shoot.
Yes.
We need a PR arm that goes out and brings in productions because that can be billions of dollars.
Absolutely. You know? Now, you're very much involved in the entertainment business.
Mm-hmm.
He's an entertainer himself. He does a great Frank Sinatra. Cool. One of the things. So you're involved in the entertainment business
Yeah.
of making it better and sort of, letting people understand. What is the problem with a lot of these big companies that employ the entertainment people and they pay them like $100 a night for 3 people? What's
Well,
going on with all this?
In about 2002, the casinos got out of financing shows, so it fell on the shoulders of the producers.
Oh.
So it's very difficult to stage a show with private funds. However,
Absolutely.
the state collects over $1 billion a year in the live entertainment tax. And I don't see any of it coming back in scholarships, grants, endowments for the arts, low interest loans for people to build theaters and lounges, and
This is what Vegas is built on.
Big part.
But Vegas is built on originally, not probably so much now, but originally it was built on the entertainment, which was the music industry, and the stages and the theatre.
Yeah.
This is what it was built on.
Yeah.
But as you said, the problem now, I guess, is because the majority of the hotels are corporately run. So we have a bit of a problem there, as of, because they don't understand maybe the entertainment business. How do we get these entertainers paid? Because I do this show, Vegas Live with Ninon. I bring on entertainers all the time to give them a place, to give them a seat, to let people know who they are and what they are. How do we change this?
Well, they're bottom line oriented. They've got a lot of bean counters making the decisions,
Yes.
and even being the entertainment directors. And everybody I talk to says, you stand in a casino and you're spending money and it's boring. There's nothing to do but play cards,
Yeah, there's no entertainment
You used
anymore.
to be able to have a beautiful band in a lounge you could listen to while you're playing cards, and now everybody's partying, everything's great, It's
Used to be
changed.
that. Yeah, that's
it's
changed.
changed.
It's just pure gamble.
Yeah.
Gamble and flip-flops and shorts and
Yeah,
I won't go into that because that's another subject for me.
Yeah, well, we like to dress up, don't we?
Well, I love to dress up. I'm still that old English lady, and I just love to do all that. So just give me a rundown. All the things are going to be running for you. You're running for the
Lieutenant
entertainment.
Governor.
Yes.
He's the President of the Senate.
Yes.
And I've been 35 years as CEO, so I can handle that.
Okay.
He's Chairman of the Tourism Committee,
Yes.
which is hospitality, entertainment, food and beverage, and I've been in that for 40 years. I started in
He doesn't look that old, but that's okay.
Well, I mean, when I was CEO, I had hospitality business.
Sure.
And then in the 70s, I worked my way up and worked through college as a food and beverage guy. I was a waiter and a cook.
So from ground one all the way up.
I started as a dishwasher.
Now, what about the entertainment business as a singer?
Well, the last 10 years, I came here to play Sinatra, When somebody loves you, it's no good unless they love you all the way. So, yeah,
So
nobody
Lieutenant Governor
knows.
has to do it all the way.
Nobody knows entertainment and hospitality like me. And
No.
if you go to my PavoneForNevada.com, you'll see my qualifications are unequaled by anybody who's running for any office in
And
Nevada
this is the
today.
town to actually do this and get it straight and running and taking
Yeah.
care of our entertainers. And our entertainers start anywhere from 15 years, some a little younger, 15 to quite old, and they got all these bands. But they all have to have a second job, and I've never heard of that. They used to get paid $500 an hour. Now they get paid $100 for a gig with 3 people in it.
Peggy King, who was a staple, her husband was at the Bootlegger many, many years ago. She said if I was here in the 60s, they'd be paying me $50,000 a week to perform.
Well, she gets what now, $50?
I don't perform.
I'm just being sarcastic, but they're not getting
I'm a business broker now.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah,
of course.
I mean, I sing once in a while. I get
Yes,
a gig, but
you
I
did
don't.
the other night. We were at the
Yeah.
Sterling Club, and he was singing. In fact, he dedicated a song to me, and I was so it was just so sweet.
And
so
Ninon
lovely
has
that day.
endorsed my candidacy for
Yes, I've
Lieutenant
endorsed.
Governor.
I've endorsed because he's my good friend. But I also love what he stands by because it's all truthful and it's all what we actually need. And people need to address what really is going on and what we need for Vegas. Vegas is not a Los Angeles. It's not a New York. Vegas is Vegas.
It's bigger than that. It's not going to stop.
No.
Nationwide, everything's off, and it's getting worse. And they want to take over the United States. So if they can crash us on the rocks and take us over,
Who? Okay.
the deep state globalists.
Well, we'll leave it there.
and
We'll leave it there.
the-
We'll leave it
the
there because,
abbreviated letter things.
We've all been tested because of the virus and see if we could shut down the whole world, which we did.
Yeah.
It's been done.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to go where that came from, how that started. That's not my business.
But the point is, everyone within the sound of our voice has to realize that, like Reagan said, we're no longer than one generation away from losing our freedom. And I feel we're no longer than one election away from losing this country.
Does everybody understand that?
This is it.
And that's becoming communistic,
it's
right?
It's scary. And so not only
scary.
do they have to get behind somebody like me, who's an honors God first, but I can tell you who to vote for because there's so many people voting, even I don't know all of them. So I have to do my research to figure out who the good people are, who will make a difference. So we have to work together to educate everybody on who to vote for come June 14th.
Absolutely.
So you got to vote all the way down the ticket this year. No more 1 and 2 and done.
You've got to really pay attention to what you're voting for, how you're voting, and everything about it. Now, how can anybody reach you, and best of all, how can they vote for you?
Pavone4Nevada.com. I'm running on the Republican ticket June 14th, or on your absentee ballot. But if you get absentee ballots that belong to somebody else, tear them up, throw them in the trash. And even your own ballot, take it with you to vote on Election Day, because we don't want a lot of these ballots coming in, because that's where they do a large part of their voter fraud stuff. So we need you to go to the polls on June 14th.
June 14th is the day. That is it. Well, thank you for watching Vegas Live with Ninon. We've just been presenting this because being part of Las Vegas, and for what I do, Vegas Live with Ninon, because we're going to be going into our 8th year soon. So it's been really wonderful out there, and the support that we have been given is really, really tremendous. So I want to support Vegas as whichever way I can to make it a better place, and I think more people are moving here anyway, because it's pretty cool here. You know, you can do what you want 24 hours a day. You can do what you want. Isn't that wonderful? We'll be right back with our next guest. You take care.